Welcome everyone to the comedy show that only does positive news stories. And today we've got stand-up comedian and radio host Quincy.
Oh, what's going on, people? Yours truly, Cockney Prince Quincy, officially in the building. And to my left, we've got the one and only Manos Koutsis.
That's right. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm Manos Koutsis. Great to be here. Feeling great today. And across the table, we've got Mimi Newby, actor and director.
Hello, everybody. Positive, positive, positive.
So, any positivity on your way to the studio?
I have, we all have, but I don't mind kicking it off. I found out today that today's a full moon. So whenever there's a full moon about, yeah.
That's positive. Isn't that like, that's where werewolves come out or something?
Yeah, well, I like dogs.
Oh, I love dogs. I love dogs.
Oh. Dog people. That's good. That's cool. All right. So, yeah. Anything else? What happened? What happened with your?
Well, I was told, yeah, because when you live in London, nothing's really weird no more. The last 4 years we've had, but I was told that a young lady was so engrossed in looking at the full moon, yeah, she missed stops. So that's what I got to find out, and then I was looking at it. It actually directed me to the studio.
Nice.
Yeah,
it's a local. That's
navigation skills going on there.
That's right.
Yeah.
Anything for you, Manos? You've been
me. I mean, I woke up. The weather was great. Nothing's gone wrong for me today. You know, it's feeling very spring today. Springtime vibes going on.
That's nice.
Over the weekend, I was in Gibraltar. Had a lovely time down there. Yeah, lovely weather there.
What are you doing there?
I was down there doing a couple of shows.
A couple of shows.
What? Yeah, Fawlty Towers.
Fawlty. This is and you play
Manuel.
Okay.
How'd you guess?
For people, anyone who's not British, tell us what Fawlty Towers is.
Okay.
Do other people, do Bulgarians know what Fawlty Towers is?
I know what Fawlty Towers is. I know what a low is as well, because I was part of the show.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Explain to the lovely people what that is, please.
Okay, well, Fawlty Towers is a British institution from the late 70s. It's one of the greatest television comedies of all time. Probably a lot of people might not like it today,
Americans haven't heard of it.
But it's the pinnacle of farcical comedy. It's about a hotelier who's rude to all his guests unless they're rich. And I play the Spanish waiter who doesn't speak English.
If you was actually Manuel, I don't think John Cleese will actually take the piss out of you, because you're quite a big guy.
Is what the kids use.
And they actually only made limited editions of Fawlty Towers.
Oh yeah?
There was only like 12 made.
That's right. Yeah. That is one of the things, because they did not milk it like some shows.
That's why it's a classic.
Like a podcast. Yeah.
But it ain't only Fools and Horses. Sorry, mate.
No, true. I mean, our company used to do Fools and Horses, but I can't do the accents yet. No. I'm working on my Del Boy.
I'll teach you.
Well, you go on. Yeah, no, this is great. This is
You can't say plonker. You can't say plonker.
You plonker? Come on, Rodders.
That's posh. You gotta do.
Okay, I can't do it.
I'll teach you.
Okay, how do you do it?
Huh?
Yeah, do it.
Don't put the R in it. It's you bloody plonker.
You bloody plonker.
You work in it. Right, you teach. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to teach you some Cockney, some East End.
Yeah.
And you teach me some Greek.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What would you like to know how to say in Greek?
I'll introduce myself, and it'd be nice to introduce what I do as a performer.
Hello, my name is Quincy.
Yeah. So hello, my name is Quincy, and I'm a stand-up.
Γεια σου, είμαι ο Quincy και είμαι stand-up.
Wow, that seems a lot of Wi-Fi passy looking words in there.
Okay, wait, let's make it more simple.
Break it down, syllables, and two syllables.
Quincy εδώ και είμαι stand-up comedian.
Quincy amor.
Εδώ. Και είμαι
stand-up comedian.
But say it with a Greek accent. Stand-up comedian.
Stand-up comedian.
I don't know why I'm doing this.
And I thought I was part of the Greek.
Degree people do that.
Yeah, no. It was more because how you said your, stand-up. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna work on that next episode. I'm gonna work on that. Yeah.
I incorporated the Cockney in there. You know.
Is there Bulgarian? What's Bulgarian for hi? My name's Quincy.
Здравейте, аз съм Quincy. Здравейте.
If I had false teeth, they would have flown out.
Well, no Bulgarian wife for you, I'd say.
But I like the way both nationalities had a roll off the words roll off the tongue.
We use the R's.
You do use the R's.
That's why I notice English people don't like R's for some reason.
So in the R's, people, all in the R's.
Any other interesting news? Anything immediate?
We had a really fruitful rehearsal on the way here. Not on the way.
So you're working on a show. You are directing a show.
I am directing a show. Manos is part of the cast, and we had a great rehearsal. I would say very fruitful, darling, wasn't it?
Yeah, very much.
Absolutely.
So. Yeah.
Is that like some code for it was terrible?
No.
No.
This is only positive news here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't try to slip. Oh, he was trying. He was trying to slip aside.
Do you want this to be positive or not?
Dish was staying here.
So what play are you doing?
We're doing Private Lives by Noel Coward.
Private Lives. Is it a comedy? Is it drama?
It's a comedy.
I'm in already.
It's farcical, intimate comedy. Manos can.
It was written in the 1930s, right? And Noel Coward, comedic genius. You've never read any, or?
Okay. YouTube went out then.
Yeah. Well, he mainly wrote theater plays, right? Okay. But I urge you to come and see our show. So
I'm gonna now.
It's about upper class English people who are horrible on the inside, but they have great hearts, right? And but the story that we're doing, Private Lives, it's two married couples who have just remarried. They've gotten divorced and they've remarried, and they go on honeymoon in France, and their ex-partners are also remarried, in the room next door.
Saying that.
Yeah, and they end up getting back together and fleeing from their new husband and wife, and then they chase them, and comedy gold pursues.
And chaos ensues.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to see that. That sounds very interesting.
You'd love it, yeah.
Sounds a lot of drama.
Yeah. How long to go? When's the?
So the run is from the 12th until the 16th of November.
12th of November at the Bread and Roses Theatre in Clapham. Book your tickets now. They're going fast.
And Noel Coward used to live in Clapham as well, and Betsy. So
Noel
we're
Coward
keeping
used
it
to live there.
local.
Yeah.
I've gigged in the Bread and Roses. It's a very nice theatre.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's great, and we love that the pub is downstairs. Always very handy after a show.
I've done open mic nights there. Jack's
good.
open mic. He does them on Mondays. It's mainly music, but he lets.
Okay, before this becomes an open advert for you guys, and by the way, I have to say this show is sponsored by Praxis Entertainment DJ Live. Whether it's a bar mitzvah or it's a wedding, go to Praxis Entertainment DJ Live. But yeah, going back to the story, guys.
That's right. Can I just add to that? Praxis DJ Live is so good that I just can't wait to find more weddings, more bar mitzvahs where Praxis is going to be DJing. If it's the only way to see Praxis DJ, I want to be there. Yes,
and yes, me too. I would like to be invited and take part.
But I want to know if he's that good, can he mix and smash a plate at the same time?
I think he can, yeah. He mixes plates
smashing
and
plates. This leads to our first story. So we had great news. Well, not for the English, but for the Greeks. Did you guys have a good time at the football? Greece versus England last week. How did that go?
We had a great time. I wasn't there, but we won, right?
You don't follow football?
You're not football. When you phoned home, was it that your parents that bit more happier that they beat England?
I think so, yeah. No, they didn't mind. I mean, just, be beating everybody, and anyone is good.
But here's the question though, right? Because I want to ask, because of Bulgaria, I'm a football fan, so I remember the great Bulgarian sides of '94.
Do you remember? I remember that as well. I was 14. That's kind of telling my age, but we're all positive about that.
That's positive.
Because I feel very happy being
there we go.
44. I am looking very much my age, but I'm very happy being 44, I gotta say. But I do remember the World Cup, and we were fourth, actually.
That's right, and you could have gone further, but unfortunately, it was one of them things. But I remember that side from '94 and the Greek side who won the Euros.
That's right, we did win the Euro.
Yeah.
So what?
2004, right? Then I was a football fan.
I think everyone was a football fan then. Do you know what I mean?
I was in Greece when we won, and they had huge screens in the town squares, everywhere. And when Greece scored that final goal and we won, it was complete chaos in the streets. Like
smashing plates,
smashing windows of shops and everything.
There is interesting positive news in the news from the England football manager is now a German national. That's quite interesting.
Very good idea.
And I would say, here we go, positivity. Like, imagine having a German football manager of England in the 70s, 1980s. That you wouldn't dream of something like that. But hey, here we are today, and it seems to be all going well. I mean,
times have changed, and money talks.
Yeah, but are you aware of this? We were just talking about Greece. Greece had a German coach, Rohagel, when they won the cup. So I think finally England have realized that's the way forward.
Are you guys? I mean, is it positive? Because I don't know about how football fans are reacting to this. Are they?
Well,
we're going to divide people here, I think. Yeah.
We will find the positives because I just want the positive is when the national anthem plays. I want to know if he sings the national anthem word for word. That's going to be
right. Is that something do you have to do that? Is that part of the job?
No, but you don't have to do it. But when the national anthems do come, you can see who's patriotic to who's not. Yeah, because Greece and Bulgarians, when the national anthem comes, every player sings the national anthem.
Yeah.
And then you go to England.
Oh yes.
And you go to England, and unfortunately,
they changed the lyrics, haven't they?
Yeah.
I still say, God bless the Queen, because I still can't believe she's gone. So she's
and something positive about the Queen.
I was about to say positive. Keep it positive.
Sorry, yeah.
No, well, you can keep positive.
It was positive because we had the Queen as a woman, and now we have a man leading as well, like in politics, and a man who's the king. So we need a woman.
Greece has a royal family, don't they?
Yes, we used to have one.
Oh.
They were overthrown in the 60s, I believe. King Constantine was the last. And he actually got exiled. We kicked him out. We never let him back in. And he actually ended up living in London. And he married a princess, I think from Denmark. I'm a little, my royal knowledge is a bit... but I did watch a documentary about it. But but that's the thing. In Greece, we said no more, get out, and proper exiled them.
Cool. All right, moving on to our next topic. Have you guys heard of this controversy happening in Canadian Dragon's Den with the actor Simu Liu, who played the titular character in the Marvel 10 Rings.
He's trying to remix it. He's not a Marvel man.
He was very upset by the fact that a Canadian couple had come up with a company that was taking the idea of bubble tea. Do you guys know bubble tea?
Yes.
You've experienced bubble tea in London?
I know about it. I haven't experienced it.
I've heard about it,
although it sounds absolutely fascinating, it's not my thing.
Basically, Tetley on crack.
Simu Liu is one of the guys on the panel, and he said he's not happy with it. He's not going to invest because it is cultural appropriation. The guys are two white Canadians, I believe, and they didn't have any Asians on the board or had any links to it, and they're basically going to profit off the idea of bubble tea. So that was a controversy. But what do you guys think about cultural appropriation? Where do you guys stand on that? Like, say, Manos, if people start making Greek food, Greek salads. I like to make a Greek salad. Do you think is that cultural appropriation? How do you feel?
Absolute outrage. That's our salad. Leave it alone.
What? Yeah. Do you think that people should be free to make Greek salads in any country, or should only Greeks be allowed to make Greek salad? What do you?
I think I'm all for everybody making Greek salads. I gotta say, and as well, like in the Middle East, their salads, they're like Greek salads, but they cut the tomatoes much finer, right? So they use the same ingredients more or less. Maybe they don't have feta cheese, but they cut it finer. But in Greeks, we use big chunks of tomatoes, big chunks of cucumber.
That's right. Yeah. But so, how do you feel that the fact that the Greek salads is part of the meal deal in Tesco's?
It's an interesting one. As long as you make, I guess one of the arguments was they were saying that if you take something from another country, nation, and you just make profit out of it and you don't do anything positive to give back. That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah, I haven't got issue with anybody making anybody's national dishes, but as long as you recognise, give back. That's all I'm saying. Hashtag slavery.
What I'd like to say about it, I don't know how I can follow up with that one.
Give it a beat.
I mean, I think in one way it's, maybe it is a bit strange that they're doing it, but obviously they saw a gap in the market. But I do think as well, considering it's a Canadian Dragon's Den, Canadians really don't have that much food. I mean, we've got the donuts, we've got the maple syrup, we've got poutine. Do you know poutine?
What's that?
It's basically...
Any Russian leader?
Pardon?
Any the Russian Prime Minister?
Yeah. We eat him, and that's pretty much it.
Poutine is that? What's that? Cheese?
Poutine.
Like chips with gravy on it.
That's right. Yeah. That's like
chips and gravy.
That's a
Canadian delicacy. Yeah. My question is though, did any of the dragons invest in it?
So one lady, she is of Canadian of Indian heritage, invested in it, but now. Because of the backlash, she has actually opted out of the company. So
chicken.
There you go. Stir-fried chicken. I mean, like, basically, that is the power of social media now. So if even this podcast, if it goes wrong, we are going to be held accountable, guys.
I'm scared every step of the way, to be honest with you.
I can barely speak and hold my excitement.
It's true. I mean,
but I believe that if you want to do something, it's your prerogative to try and not care about what people think, really.
100%. And that's coming from a lady who identifies 14.
Oh, that's a good one.
I think it's...
Can we be forgiven?
It's work in progress. I think we're still working out people's feelings and...
but we can't care about people's feelings at the end of the day. Otherwise, we won't have anything left to talk about.
100%.
What do you guys think? I mean, like, there's obviously... You guys work in the acting field. There's been a lot of chat about diversity recently and roles going to people. So there was, social media uproar about that. People being straight, gay, not playing those roles. People from different backgrounds. What do you guys think about acting? And diversity?
I will tell you what I think. I think that the person who fits the role should get the job.
And I believe if you are a non-disabled person, if you can play Stephen Hawkins, like that guy, how could the actor's name?
Eddie Redmayne?
Yeah. He played, how he transitioned into that role, you deserve it, mate.
But Devil's Advocate would be saying that there's not enough roles, or disabled actors are out there, they're just not getting the chance, and then you're getting just overshadowed by big Hollywood superstars. What do you guys think? Is that unfair?
Well, what I'd like to say on that is, as an actor, I've barely gotten any roles in my career, right? So there's that, and then it is unfortunate, but I think the thing is, acting is not fair. It's a privilege when you do get the role, and there's thousands of people flocking and trying to get these roles. Right, and someone's going to get them, and they're lucky when they get them, And I think let's have more roles for everybody, but the reality is it's tough for everybody, I think.
And I think that's what makes the profession so great is because when you do get a role, and they're so engrossed in it, and so not so much appreciative. They are appreciative, but they will show that because they're indirectly acting for the next part. They're going to get, I saw so-and-so doing this. Let's put them in this.
Well, but hold on. There were
Come and see our show.
Can I just say, when it comes to diversity, I don't think we should be looking at the film industry or the music industry. We should be looking at, are there enough diverse accountants, engineers? Because that's where the money is, tech. Yeah. Are there enough diverse people in tech, or are they all...
Some would say there are not enough women in technology.
I work for a tech company. It's one of my little side jobs, shall we say?
Full-time job.
Full part-time jobs. Oops. And I can tell you that it's pretty much half-half.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There are a lot of young women who...
Is that a new thing? Or?
I think it's so, because I've never thought that... I mean, it is a big office, like it's a big company as well. And from 350 people, let's say a day, I would say half of them are women. Young women. You have all sorts of nationalities as well.
I think the day of the stereotypical geek behind us is long gone. And there are a lot of women in tech. I know a lot of young black women in Africa who are really involved in tech and getting out there. So diversity in the tech world is getting better. And it's only positive that you have all different people from different backgrounds who are taking it upon board.
I think we've seen that there've been like controversies. I mean, here's one. Here's a connection. So Quincy, you guys may or may not know knows our man Idris Elba quite well, and you knew him from school days. And there was massive reaction to him being the next James Bond. Now that's an interesting thing.
From men, not women.
Is that?
I would have loved him as James Bond. You know.
Nah. I think James should be white.
Is that why? What's the reasoning? What do you think?
Because he solves crimes in parts of Eastern Europe where there's not a lot of black people. He'd be spotted by a mile.
All right.
Oh yes, never thought about that.
It's just too obvious.
Where's
James?
You know, maybe Idris could be the villain, because in The Wire, I mean, I think The Wire is still my favorite role he's ever done. You know.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you seen Peace of the Nation?
No, I haven't seen that one yet. Okay, wait. That's good. That one, yeah.
But he's good. Like I did not like. I started watching that before. Well, I guess those people didn't know who Idris Elba was, and then they found out he's a Cockney geezer who supports Arsenal, isn't it? It's like people were just going, "Wow, that's crazy."
Yeah, he says it's for his resume, but but he got more backlash when he played Harmdale in 4.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was like, how could you have a black guy play a Norfolk god?
Oh.
And he did break it down quite. He goes, the guy's got a hammer. It's like, you're getting upset.
Yeah.
I'm a black guy playing a Norfolk god,
right?
And you're working. But
so where are we at with relations in terms of like people thinking these roles are meant to be played by a certain type and it's unfair? What do you think?
I think anything which is historically proven should go to the people around that region. So like, and it's powerful because we growing up, Elizabeth Taylor, who played Cleopatra, and then when you start to read the books, you're like, hang on a minute.
Cleopatra was Greek.
She was Egyptian.
No, she was from Ptolemaic family background, which was a Greek ruling family of Egypt. So she would have been.
But she didn't go there. We've only got 8 famous black women trying to come down. We've got Michelle Obama and Serena.
But this is the really interesting thing where basically, because we're talking about stuff that affects millions of people. People really cherish things, very close to them. So James Bond, Cleopatra, all of these things, people really do care about, and it's interesting to see where we're going as a race, basically a human race, basically in terms of what people think is right and wrong. James
Bond is based off not true stories, obviously.
He's made up. He is made up character. So
the only connection Idris has got with James Bond is that the guy Ian Fleming wrote it in Jamaica. That's the only connection.
Yeah.
But leave it as it is.
So who is playing the next James Bond? Do we know yet?
I reckon it's
still don't know.
Yeah, we know. It's Aaron Taylor Johnson, I do believe his name is.
Let's get quiet.
No, it was a couple of months ago. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Oh yeah, with all the wars that are going on.
yeah. Hence why we need a positive news. Because, so yeah.
But what I will say as well about all this, there's been some great productions that I've seen in the theater, which is all black cast.
Oh, yeah?
Two of the greatest. So the most recent one was Death of a Salesman. It was all black cast with Pierce.
Wendell Pierce.
Wendell Pierce, yeah.
And he was in the one with the...
And I saw Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, all black cast,
Amazing.
with Adrian Lester and James Earl Jones.
Yeah, I've seen that, yeah.
And that was some of the best theater I saw, like, you know. And because ultimately what it is, we're talking about cultural appropriation, but we're all humans at the end of the day. You know, and you know, we get together and we tell these stories that may be from different countries, but you know, essentially they're the human story.
100%.
So, like actresses over 40, you don't see anymore. That was one of the things that a lot of. I remember there was a big movement about that a couple of years ago. So, how do you feel about that in terms of?
So, once upon a time, actresses, not that long time ago, but actresses, yes, they would reach 40 and then they are forgotten. I believe that not just as a woman, but as an actor, the older we are, our instrument is so much more developed. We have so much more life experience, and then we trust ourselves more. So we have the capacity to tell great stories and really rejoice the audience. I love Viola Davis. Every single time I watch her, I'm moved, and it comes from this like guttural place because she surpasses the ego. Not just her, I'm talking about all the actors in general.
Yeah.
There's something about when we're young, we do care a lot about what we look like, how we are perceived. And once we get older, we get wiser and we understand that it's all about the art and it's all about the stories.
I concur with that. I remember watching Glenn Close recently, and it's a Netflix film, Deliverance.
We haven't seen it yet.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
She
was one of the big. I mean, another thing was that you'd always end up with an older actor, let's say Bruce Willis or a Richard Gere or something, and they would always have an actress playing their spouse, wife, girlfriend who would be in their early 30s. So older man always with a younger woman was one of those things that people were saying, oh, Hollywood just keeps doing that to older actresses and then sort of fading them out. So.
And there's some, unfortunately you could look either way at it, but there's some older, actors, men and women, who, they get the work done. And, I was watching a series the other day. I won't say which one, just in case she's watching. But I was a huge fan when she was younger, yeah? But this particular actor's done a lot of work. And I just felt, do you know what? I'm so sure if you hadn't done that work, I would find you more attractive right now. Yeah. Personally, I like wrinkles, I think wrinkles tell the story of the person.
Thank you, darling.
That's not nice to talk about Helen Mirren like that.
Well, I won't reveal.
There are some great. I think roles for old actresses have been getting really good over the last few years.
Yeah, definitely.
It does show that.
Women are complex creatures, and the older we are, there's so much that we can bring to the work and to the characters and really tell these stories. I remember when I started watching Jane, I can't remember the name now. It's a series with Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin. And really funny. The comedy is great. But the complexity of stories, and although it's funny, like it does hit home because this is the moment when we relate. When we are older, we relate to, I can't get out of bed, or, I need to look good for my younger boyfriend.
Well, one of the classic sitcoms, from a comedic point of view, The Golden Girls.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There's no other age demographic. We couldn't redo that.
Which leads me on to our final topic of the session for today, which is the UK industry, or the Labour government is actually putting money into indie films. So there's going to be tax credits for independent films. And as we all know, this year's been pretty terrible for the film and TV industry. Did you know about 60% of the workforce is out of work now. It's really been like historically, there's never been a time like this. It seems like streaming and all these new ways, TikTok and all these new ways that young people are looking at films are, making quite a lot of change in the film industry. But UK government's putting some money in. What do you guys think about new forms of watching stuff, TikTok, streaming, all of that stuff?
I love it. Yeah. I mean, anything really to get people watching stuff, whatever platform you want to use. Essentially, it's people watching stuff, I did a film once where it was all filmed on iPhones.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
What model was it?
The one with 3 cameras.
It was an iPhone 8. Yes.
Yeah, iPhone 8 Pro. Yeah.
And Mimi, how about stage?
I think, this is what I was going to say. For me, it's like any expression of creativity is welcome, as long as people keep creating. And stage, theatre will stay till the end of days and the end of times.
And from a stand-up perspective, it's actually raised the bar for comedians to go online and imagine it's like 30 to 45 seconds, you're just saying something, and next thing you know, you're selling at an arena on the back of 35 seconds of something which you thought in your head. I haven't reached that point yet, but
not yet.
Not yet, because I like to feel the audience. I like to, like I said, as the older you get, the more comfortable you are.
Yeah, and do you know what I think about that? What it seems to me though is there is a bit of a problem in all this social media stuff, because you say somebody could just go viral, right, and then sell out an arena, but they don't have that experience in front of people, doing comedy or doing a show.
And this is why they need to rehire those same people the government are giving £15 million to say, this is how you do it.
Yeah.
This is how it's supposed to last. See what I've done in this, Jim, and what I put a twist on that.
Yeah, nice. Very nice. So it becomes more about pleasing the algorithm than, writing what you want to talk about. I'm a big proponent of forget what sells and what not.
Do what you want.
Yeah, talk about what you want, because your unique perspective is your brand in the end, and it's someone's going to want to hear it.
And it's a contribution to the world and humanity.
That's right, and it's the best connection when you think of something and you have a don't care attitude, and you push it out there to the universe. Someone connects to that.
Exactly.
So, I mean, again, we're not going to watch your play. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the Bed of Roses, by the way.
Thank you.
Dates from the 12th and the 16th of November.
In London, in
Thank
the
you very
London,
much.
UK.
Come.
Yeah. There's going to be people who are going to look at a piece of paper and read a description of what the play is going to be like. And they're going to say, that's a connection. And they're going to decide, I'm going to go and see this. And then it's instantly, you can't beat live theatre because they're going to absorb it. So you imagine it's not going to have the same effects when doing it on a phone. You can get a bigger outreach, but that connection, like you said, it's going to be...
Exactly.
And it's exactly what you said, that you prefer the audience. Because the connection between audience and the performer, it's magic, really.
Yes, can't beat it. Can't beat it.
And that's what we want, because art reminds us that we're human.
Yeah. Right, we're wrapping up, guys, coming to the end of the show. Right, my only other final thing I love asking every episode is show us your For You page. Have you guys got your phones ready? And
you want to see my For You page?
Can you show us your phones? And what is the mighty algorithm dictating to you guys? And are we ever going to get one episode when everyone's phones actually show the same thing? That would be amazing one day.
And
is it news? Is it a news video? What do you see, Manos?
I've got freshly made food ready to eat, delivered to your door. No washing up. Just easy. It's a company who just gives you ready-made food to eat.
Sounds
that's
very
healthy.
Very wholesome.
Yeah, and that would be because I think I was talking about how I always eat takeaways and don't have time to eat salads.
Oh, the Greek salad.
Phone's listening.
Maybe that's what we need to do.
What's it saying yours, Quince?
You don't know somewhere.
Now we want to know. Come on, Quincy, show us your cards.
if you could be cancelled in the first episode, go through my phone.
I think Quincy's just appeared on my phone.
Well, no, I'm actually a lover of wildlife, so I've got a few wildlife.
You're a lover of wildlife. When is
anything where like my favourite animal is the silverback.
Oh.
But I've got some wildlife, like jungle,
Like
anything with like lions and gorillas.
David Attenborough type stuff.
I've got football stuff on here. That's the last thing, and just admiration for the female body.
Very good, very good. Very, it's inclusive.
And on that very inclusive note, thank you guys. Thank you for joining us. As we say, this show is brought to you by Praxis Entertainment DJ Live. Please check them out on their Facebook page and tell them to do your party because they are amazing and they sponsor us. So that's it, guys. Thank you and goodbye. Say bye to the cameras, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Yes, us.
Yes, us.